just being part of the LCA family. In his spare time, he enjoys playing instruments, mixing audio, and brainstorming projects. Next school year, Jackson plans on attending Grace College, and although his major is undecided, he's taking suggestions.
Thank you very much. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to one of the most memorable parts and moments in the class of 2026 life. Something you might not know about me is I'm not one for change. I'm a homebody at heart, and change is not very good with me. Or I'm not very good with change. Leaving LCA is going to be kind of a challenge for me as we're going at this time. The 16 of us have invested many hours, parts of our life into LCA, whether that be in groups inside or out. And whether there are moments we enjoyed, others we endured, fought through, recovered from, and helped others with, there's never something that's been like this. We have invested many hours, as I said, but our entire school career has been over 4 years, and almost our high school has been over 12. Now, even as we've been all in at LCA, we're now stepping into something completely new. I know that some of you may remember that last year's Momentum Youth Conference theme was all in, all out, and that's kind of resonated again with me recently. Even as I've been thinking about it, my mom looked at me and said, "You really like going all in on some things, don't you?" And it was at that moment I realized, this is what I should talk about today. Going all in means to be completely committed to one's task, to invest time and energy into something you feel compelled to do. I know we've all felt the urge to go all in on something, whether that could be a minute thing in your everyday life or fairly important to you. Personally, I believe the idea of going all in is very important to how God has shown me how we are impacted by Him in such significant ways. These little things could be from conversations you have with people, going all in parts of relationships you have with family or friends, but even going on a project or a little thing that some person you know, or even yourself, might take a little joy in. These little tiny things could really begin to reflect and impact you in ways that you might not understand. These little verbal encouragements you give to other people, and the types of conversations you have, how you interact with people, how you begin to convey your conversations with people and support them, even praying for them, whether they know it or not. All of these things may seem so normal or mundane to you in the moment, but could have a profound impact. In 1 Timothy 4:12, Paul says this perfectly, unironically. To be an example to those around you in what you say, in the way you live, in your love, by your faith, and with your purity. Through all these things, even as we try and give our all to them, we can really impact people around us. How you go all in begins to dictate how people remember you, how they act around you, how they feel about you, and who you ultimately become. When you walk out this door, when all of us walk out this door, our legacy will be based on what we went all in for and how we went all in for those parts of our lives. Going all in isn't always easy. Sometimes it takes a difficult decision to put the best effort and to immerse ourselves in that situation. But it's often what God calls us to do. We aren't called to wait around for the best time for us to dive in, but for when we hear God's voice calling us to do that. In Hebrews 12:1-2, God's word says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because the joy of knowing Him, He endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and now He is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne." We are called to run the race that has been marked out for us, just as we have been shown how to in God's word, but also His voice will be leading us along that path. We're not the first to run this race, like it said, but a generation that follows others that have run well before us. We may not run the same path that they did, but we still have to choose where to put our all into and how we want to do that, whether that be impacting other people or beginning to hone ourselves to learn more about Him and the world that He built around us. In my class, I've seen you all grow and mature spiritually in the past 4 years, from simply just having fun in high school to becoming leaders in leadership, in wisdom, and kindness, whether that be in sports or in our own class. Because of who you all are, I am the person I am today. I saw how you began to support others, train to become better followers of Christ, or simply just get more disciplined. And I began to attempt to copy those and grow those same attributes that I saw in you. I've tried to copy the fruits of the Spirit that I saw in you, as well as my parents, my grandparents, other family members, and my teachers. Through all of you, I began to see how God actually built us, not to just strive to build ourselves, but also strive to build others around us in the same ways. Now that we've all finished this part of our race, we don't just get to stop and wait on the sidelines until we feel like getting up again. It's time to move on to the next thing. As you begin to reassess your life and priorities, you all know where you might want to go. I'm pretty sure I was the last one to figure that out. But as I encourage you to continue on and go all in for Christ and things to support him as you go into this next part of our lives. Congratulations again to our LCA family. Love you all.